welcome to The Tonight Show. You're here. You made it. Thank you for watching. Well, guys, earlier tonight, President Trump delivered his State of the Union address. And if you didn't want to watch Trump, there was an alternate State of the Union with Bad Bunny instead. So you can watch that. Yeah, tonight Trump walked into the Capitol where he saw members of the House, Senate, and Supreme Court and was like, oh crap, is this an intervention? Trump was greeted by the House, the Senate, and Supreme Court, and he said, wow, everyone I hate in one room. Amazing. But tonight, Trump's speech focused on his major accomplishments. And when those 8 seconds were up, he just riffed for an hour and a half. It was basically 2 hours of Trump telling us how great he is. I feel like we've been getting that State of the Union address every day since he took office. But the theme of Trump's speech was America at 250, strong, prosperous, and respected. I'm pretty sure those words were taken off the pillows of my grandma's couch. Don't sit down there. Yeah, tonight President Trump delivered his State of the Union address. Like it always goes, he received many applause breaks and standing ovations by his own party. And maybe it's just me, but I feel like none of the applause breaks or standing ovations ever feel real. They're always so pre-planned. I mean, you guys know what I mean? That is so kind, thank you. But you'd only do something like that if it was earned, right? Exactly. It's not like we'd have some planned clapping choreography where one side would stand up and then the other side would stand up and then the last section would stand up. You know what I'm talking about? That'd just be weird, because at the end of the day, if we force you guys to applaud, then what is the fun in that? I mean, like, could you all imagine if we told you all to do one single clap? It'd be ridiculous. I'm glad you guys get it. All right, let's move on. Hey, get this, a new poll found that Americans think Trump is growing more erratic with age. Yeah, you think he's bad now, just wait until he hits the terrible 82s. That's real rough. Some news from overseas. Kim Jong-un was just re-elected as the leader of his party in North Korea. It was a real nail-biter. He couldn't decide whether to elect himself by 100% or 200%. It's like, how much do I want to win this? Close. But apparently Kim Jong-un is contemplating who he will pass the torch to. Yeah, right now it's between Kim Jong-Vance and Kim Jong-Rubio. Well, some TV news. The contestants for the new season of The Bachelorette were just announced. Yeah, so far all we know about them are their names and jobs. Here's what they had to say. First, Casey said, I'm an entrepreneur who is ready to find the one. Then Clayton said, I'm also an entrepreneur who's ready to find the one. Then Conrad said, I'm ready to find the one, and by the way, I'm an entrepreneur. And Kevin said, I'm ready to find an entrepreneur. I'm the one. Then Michael said, I'm an astrophysicist. If by astro you mean entrepreneur, and by physicist you mean who's ready to find the one. And then Matt said, entrepreneur me one whose find I ready am. And finally, Josh said, I'm only here because I want to be on Dancing with the Stars one day. At least he's being honest. Honesty is...
Honesty, yeah.
And finally, before we move on, I'd like to take a moment to thank some of our sponsors for tonight's show. They don't always fit in the commercial breaks, and we want to make sure that we mention all of them. It's time for Tonight Show sponsors. Here we go.
Tonight Show sponsors. Tonight Show sponsors.
Sonos. Sometimes we actually work. Chewy. Make the mailman carry a 65-pound bag of dog food. Butterfinger. We managed to name a candy and include both finger and butt. Yelp. Come see what a random Tammy thinks. Hoka. For running as a 2-inch taller person. Panda Express. Our name sounds like we serve panda, but, well, actually, maybe. $3.65 tomato ketchup. If you really didn't want anyone to come to your barbecue, you could have just canceled. Rivian. Drive brag your tax return. Apple Watch. Spend $300 for your wrist to tell you to go for a walk. And finally, cinnamon Altoids. Now your breath smells a different kind of bad. That's all for tonight's show sponsors. We have a great show. Courtney Cox is here tonight. Survivor host Jeff Probst is joining us. And we got great music from James Blake. Stick around. We'll be right back with Courtney Cox. Come on back.